Why thrift stores in Singapore need our support, beyond fast fashion. Singapore, let me tell you, I couldn't be more excited about the arrival of 2nd Street in Singapore. As a devoted fan since my first trip to Japan in 2023, I've even planned entire vacations around thrifting at this amazing store and other beloved reused chains. I remember one trip to Taipei in 2024 where I was hit with food poisoning. But did that stop me? Not a chance. I dragged myself out of bed, determined to visit every 2nd Street outlet I had marked on my map. And you know what? It was totally worth it. I walked away with some incredible finds, including a vintage Prada bag for under $300. Talk about a score. Thrifting has been a passion of mine since my teenage years spent rummaging through flea markets at Scape. The thrill of hunting for unique, pre-loved items to add to my wardrobe is something I cherish. However, I find myself feeling conflicted about the recent surge of thrift stores, especially here in Singapore. While the growing interest in thrifting started with good intentions, it's become a double-edged sword. On one hand, more people valuing second-hand goods can help combat the pollution caused by the fashion industry, extending the life of items and keeping them relevant. But the reality is far more complicated. Thrifting doesn't necessarily curb our consumption habits, especially when it's viewed as just another trendy activity. As it gains popularity for its novelty, many people simply add thrift store visits to their already excessive shopping routines. Take 2ND Street's buy and sell policy, for instance. It's meant to keep the stock flowing in their Singapore store, but it raises some concerns. The fast fashion culture, combined with the ease of online shopping through platforms like Taobao and Shopee, has shaped the shopping habits of many, particularly the younger crowd now diving into thrifting. A $3 top is just a click away, and same-day deliveries make it all too easy to indulge. As a result, many local shoppers treat second-hand stores as dumping grounds for their unwanted items, clearing out their closets to make room for new purchases. This is why charity shops like the Salvation Army have had to turn away donations, and why homegrown thrift shops like Refash are overwhelmed with fast fashion and blog shop brands. It's disheartening to see that few truly embrace the core values of second-hand shopping, which are to promote circular fashion and reduce the influx of new items. It feels almost wrong to shop at a thrift store while returning home to a wardrobe filled with clothes from Shine and Shopee. In contrast, the Japanese have a deep appreciation for quality brands and local designers, and they take excellent care of their clothes. This cultural mindset is a big reason why the stock in Japanese reused stores is often in pristine condition. Moreover, human nature dictates that most people will compete for the best items in thrift stores, which means everyone is vying for the same limited selection of treasures. How sustainable can a business be when everyone is offloading their low-quality pieces into the same space, hoping to find hidden gems? On the morning of April 29th, just hours before 2nd Street opened its doors at 313 at Somerset, eager shoppers formed long lines, buzzing with anticipation. I'd wager that many were there for the chance to snag luxury goods at bargain prices, believing this would be the best opportunity. No thrift store is immune to these challenges. Mr. Ray Padgett from the swapping platform The Fashion Pulpit, TFP, points out that despite healthy numbers, 30% of their inventory remains unswapped. It's stock that is hard to move. Everyone assumes that because our business is about swapping, everything will circulate, but that's not the case, he explains. To tackle this issue, he redirects that 30% to TFP's sister label Playdate, a thrift store aimed at Gen Z, or upcycles them into custom pieces under his label Payariwork. While TFP has found a workaround, not all second-hand stores are so fortunate. The stigma surrounding thrift stores is hard to shake. They originally served as places for underprivileged or lower-income individuals to shop without financial strain. Now that thrifting has become a trend, we risk depriving those who genuinely need these resources of decent finds, while simultaneously flooding the system with unwanted junk. That said, it's important to clarify that buying fast fashion or inexpensive first-hand clothing isn't inherently wrong. The key is to adopt a mindful approach to shopping. Before you head out with a bag of discards, ask yourself, are you selling your clothes to stores like Street and Refash just because they've gone out of style, making room for more? What motivated you to buy that piece in the first place if you didn't see it lasting in your wardrobe for more than a year? Will this drop-off be the last? When you truly embrace the thrifting lifestyle, you start to consider each new piece more thoughtfully, as every addition feels like a responsibility. Building your wardrobe is a personal duty that shouldn't be taken lightly, not just for the sake of the planet, but also to maintain the quality and variety in thrift stores. Let's work together to ensure that thrift stores in Singapore can thrive, not just as trendy spots, but as valuable resources for everyone.